Sure, most of we got a hardcore audience, so people understand how big equipment is a factor out there. What sort of pit crew do you guys take? As far as getting your guns fixed or making sure you guys got working markers at all times?
Right, well, every X-Ball match we have our own Ego Tech over there that Plenty Eclipse provides for us, which is very nice. And then, we usually get the local crowd, fans to come out and help us out in the pits. So, and sometimes we have nobody, so we do it ourselves, but, that's part of it.
That's part of the chaos that is X-Ball. All right, so both teams going to be starting down a body. And it's all tied up a three-piece. So what's all right, we have Tim Montressor breaking down Boston Red Legion. Let's check it out.
The Russian Legion does a good job of bringing in everything else off the field. They do a good job of bringing in the coaches, of bringing in the pick.
So that was Tim Montressor breaking it down. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go before this next game. So second half. Okay, so anyway, talk to me about the future X Factor. What are you guys' plans for next year?
I mean, it's going to be the same grind, same squad. We picked up one new guy, Matt Pelto, which you guys got to see at World Cup.
Yeah, I got to see him play, and he impressed me some points. He disappointed me some points.
Well, that comes with the nature of the beast. He's a very green player.
Where'd he come from?
Anything higher than D2. He's just a local guy that plays out at our field.
Local
played
Texas
on one of
kid?
the local teams. Absolutely, plays at our field every weekend, and we've been really short bodies lately. And
he's definitely talented, dude. He's real talented.
He's got a lot of natural ability. Once we groom him a little bit, get him to a little bit of experience that he needs, I think he's going to be a great player.
How do you treat the younger guys personally? And now you're a veteran, been around forever. You played for the Naughty Dogs. You came up in the Texas area. Break down your history for the people that don't, exactly know your ride here.
Right. Well, my first team was Fuel. We played novice 10-man back in the 10-man days. Played a couple events that broke up, so I moved on to Texas Storm, where we won a couple of Division 1 is what it would be called nowadays, or semi-pro events. We almost got a pro spot in the 7-man. That didn't work out. Went pro with Avalanche World Cup. Played an event with them. Then I went back and played with X Factor actually for a season. I coached them in the past when they were the Division 3 champions. I came on and we agreed to go Division 1 once I came on the team. We won the Division 1 championship in the X-Ball, and then they went pro the next year. I moved on to the Naughty Dogs, played with them for a couple seasons, and now I'm back home.
It's a pretty awesome ride that you guys went on. Again, that has to happen. A lot of guys out there, like I was out at MAO, and I was riding this little BMX bike around, just kind of after the day, just relaxing a little bit. And I rode by this group of kids, and stopped to talk to them, and they were just talking about the death of trauma, like it was the end of paintball. And I understand, your heroes retire, and the sport keeps progressing, keeps evolving. But I was like, you know what, man? I asked them, I'm like, who's the best team in your area? I can't remember who it was, but it was like a D2 team. So I'm like, so you're telling me now the best team out of the Carolinas and out of like that area is a D2 team? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, you guys got to take it upon yourselves. I mean, how old are you? 15. How old are you? 16, 17, 13. I was like, wow, okay, so how do you think Dynasty got the rise? How do you think X Factor stepped up? How do you think these big teams got to where they are? It was basically a group of kids or a group of men who decided that they were going to take paintball in their area to another level.
Right.
And that's why it was cool to see X Factor come up, because not only did you guys have your own style, I mean, other guys like on your team, like you have a more refined, I wouldn't say refined, but you play a tight game. You're a real tight gunfighter. Your body mechanics are very tight. Some of the other guys in your team are a little bit more, they while out with their style a little bit more,
right.
But that became X Factor style. You guys, I hated playing you guys because you guys were such dominant gunfighters, and every time you played, it was just, man, it's just, you guys would always put someone in and go, put someone in and go, put someone in and go, and that was really cool to see. So it's really cool to see X Factor, as one of the preeminent. You guys won Chicago last year,
right.
So it's just pretty cool. All right, so 5 seconds to go here. Both teams here trying to hit on all cylinders. Boston backs against the wall. If they lose this match, they're done.
Looks like O'Rourke taking the Xbox for Philly. And also Moorhead dying on Philly breakout. And here comes Kirill to clear out the Xbox. I don't know if he knows he's there, though, Matty. Yes, he does. Here
does
he goes.
He know here comes? Coming to get him.
Great move by Kirill.
So he polishes off the Xbox. And both these minor penalties ticking off.
Looks like we saw Pantaleave alive on the Russians, and I'm not sure who that is on the Dorito side.
So coming up on the Dorito side,
Brightnikov.
Brightnikov sliding in there.
2-on-1 situation. Now they want to kill
Here
their
comes
penalty.
Pantaleave coming up the snake side. That penalty about to come off for Philly. Oh, no, the penalty. I guess they started.
Yeah, the penalty's off.
Yeah, penalty's off already. So.
Well, that was for the Russians, and now Philly look like they're going to come out of the box in 8 seconds.
And hanging the flag. So Boston going to go up a point here on Philly. It's kind of a quiet point from Philly.
It didn't seem like they were rolling their guns like they normally do, and that's what they've been doing good all tournament, is holding their lanes and keeping constant paint in the air, constant pressure on their opponent.
We're checking out the pits of Philly right now. The first half confirmed kill count coming in from Carl Markowski and Nick Sloviak. Carl Courtesy coming out of helping us out. One of the guys that came to Infamous from Avalanche, played at the Excessive Camp. He's helping us out. And Nick Sloviak, one of the rising stars on Shock, as they have an incredibly young team. We got a couple Shock guys helping us out, too. So, again, the confirmed kills, obvious kills. Win a gunfight, run somebody down. The ones we really should be keeping track of. You're looking at Edwards, 6. George, 3. Fedorov, 2. Moorhead, 4.
Right.
Pretty even spread across. And as far as the Russians, Heyman Chapman, 3. Baines, big gun, getting 5, and then Mishka, stepping up 2. So it's a pretty even spread, and that reflects in the score right now. We have a very even match. The score is 4-3, and this is top level tournament paintball. Everyone's you're coming here to win, and as we're seeing the guys walk out, 42 seconds left before the start of our next point. Were you guys shooting the new guns from Planet?
We did have a new
Geo. A lot
Geo.
of people asking about new guns. So
right, the new Geo is coming out. I believe Archie and Dixon were shooting those. I wasn't lucky enough to shoot the new gun, but when you're the old man, you don't usually get to.
And you're the veteran. You're supposed to be, hey, give me that.
Right. I just want one that shoots. That's all I care about. My gun always shoots. So.
All right, 7 seconds for the start of this point. Got the American line out there for the Russians. J-Rab, Dave Baines, big gun in the back, Heyman Chapman, and the Blonsky brothers. And you see Bart Blonsky, and big move up the center, Fatty for the All-A's. It looks like Tim Montressor trying to break out to the back corner, stand-up bunker on the snake side, gets shot. Fatty now up to the X. Ref running in there to check him out, might have taken some paint. Now, ref's just getting in position. No, he's actually going to go check out his feet. If there's a hit on him, he might pull a penalty.
Yeah, it looked like Fedorov tried to take that snake corner on break.
Oh, so Fatty taking out Bart Blonsky as Bart tries to come over the top of that bunker. I don't think he knew there was a guy in the X.
At the same time, you have Justin Rabikoff moving up to the Dorito 2 now.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, J-Rab and Dorito 2.
And he does know there's an X there, but also matching him over on the Dorito side looks like, is that Gant?
Yeah, look at it. I think it is Gant. Yeah, Gant McClellan. And now he gets shot.
Oh.
He's trying to run down J-Rab, not able to do it.
J-Rab's going to capitalize on this, move to their Dorito, and shoot this X in the back, I have a feeling, real quick.
Oh,
here.
and Hugo getting shot out of his bunker, too.
Yep,
See
there it
the
is.
frustration. Look at J-Rab feasting over there on the Dorito side. Handling business, and he's going to take this. So Boston now 2-point spread. The score 5-3 with lots of paintball left, though, man. And we'll see if Philly can dig deep. I mean, they came back last time.
They came back against us. They're a great team, and they haven't gotten down. They're definitely going to fight back.
What does that say to you when you're a guy that's Philly? So if you're looking at them from an outside perspective and from a perspective where you play them, and they're starting to get those come from behind wins, what does that tell you about that squad?
It just means they've matured as a team. A lot before, if you watch Philly's pits, they would they'd blow up and start yelling at each other and have a real negative energy in there. It seems like now they have a more positive. They still get fired up, like most of these teams do, but they have a much more positive firing up now. So they're able to come back and able to recover from these quick deficits.
Minute 18 left here to go before the start of this next point. We're checking out Todd Hugo.
Looks like they're running that American line a lot on the Russian team. I think they've won 3 of the 5 points, but they are going to send out the Russian line this time.
That's interesting because of the last event, the Russian line was stepping up.
It seems like they're back and forth on that team. Obviously both lines are winning the majority of their points, but it's back and forth on who is really dominating out there.
All right, we're watching Chad George right now, getting ready for this next point. Now, Chad George is one of the young guys on that squad, and he got on the squad a while ago. I think they picked him up when he was like 16 years old or something. Local kid from the area, and he's impressed me, man. He's starting to come into his game, very aggressive, and had some really good games from here at this event. And this is where careers are made. It's a cliche, and we talk about it a lot, but this is the World Cup, man. It's like this is the World Series,
right?
So this is the Super Bowl.
Got 10 seconds still. The next point now.
Just under 9 minutes left to play here in this match. Boston doing a pretty good job of trying to take this series to a third game. Again, this is the third round of the World Cup. We're watching the last 4 teams battle it out. Look at Chad George right now into Snake 1.
Jason Edwards and Tim Montrose are dying simultaneously, and those guys have been on all weekend, so that's going to be a big loss to Philly.
They're running a lot of the same guys over and over and over again. You think fatigue's a factor now?
Absolutely. I mean, you can only play so much. They had to play 3 matches yesterday against us, and they also, ran a lot of power lines. Tim Montressor, Jason Edwards, you see him out there almost every point. Ryan Moorhead. They're great athletes, but obviously fatigue is going to be a factor against a fresher Russian team.
So here we go, Chad George.
Looks like Moorhead making a move up, trying to clear out the Dorito from the Russian guy.
Look at this on the Dorito side. We got ourselves a little duel.
Oh, it looks like maybe they traded over there. No, the Russian guy lives. So Ryan Moorhead getting taken out by the Russian player. Might be a one-on-one situation at this point. I think that's Mishka in the Dorito, and then you have George here in the Snake. No, 2-on-1.
Look at that gunfight, man. And it's interesting, Chad George losing that gunfight to Britnikov. And you saw right there on that snapshot, man, they just train so much. This is so crisp. And they really do drills that are like, okay, we're going to give you a certain size target, and you get 20 shots, and you have to do it in a certain amount of time, and they keep statistics on that.
Right.
Look at Britnikov, the bear killer, baby Russian. And I have to stop calling him that, though. He's getting older, and he's not getting any taller.
No, he seemed like he stayed the same size. It's good to see him playing good again. It seemed like the last couple events, he hasn't been at the top of his game. He is one of the best players and most talented players on that team, but he just really hasn't been playing like himself. And now it seems like at World Cup, he's actually brought his game back also.
Jason Edwards talking to his boys. You see Fatty there. Timeout Philly. And so this is why, okay, again, the way the timeouts work, you get 1 per half, and you want to throw that timeout in a situation like this, where either, you use a timeout for anything. You got a gun problem or you got a problem with your plans or whatever. But right now, in this situation, clock is Philly's enemy.
Right. They
Every
can save
second,
2 minutes right now.
Yeah, so they just saved 2 minutes of the game time right there. And they're going to need it to try to come back. They're down 3 right now against Boston, and that's been their forte so far this event. Let's see if they can keep that rolling.
And this is one of the teams you want to stay out ahead of. If they have the point advantage, they're very good at zoning up, very good at shooting lanes. You got to get ahead of the Russians quick and stay ahead of them.
Now, your impressions of the Ironmen. What do you think about them?
Well, we practice Ironmen, 2 or 3 times this season before X-Ball events. They're a great team, great bunch of guys. We really enjoy each other's company. Obviously, one of the top teams, always top 4, always playing well. My predictions for this event, for the Final Four, was definitely going to be Russians, Ironmen, just like last year. I was saying the Russians were going to win it, but now after watching a couple games, it looks like the Ironmen actually will probably be playing a little bit better than the Russians are at this point.
All right, 13 seconds to go for the start of this next point. 7:07 left on the clock, and again, Philly throwing that timeout to preserve 2 minutes of game time.
There you see O'Rourke, Fedorov, Edwards, the same guys. They're running the same line over and over again.
Yeah, and here we go. Russians running the American line again.
Right. J-Rab making the Dorito cannon, getting shot out quickly.
See Chad George trying to make out to that top, or to the stand-up behind the snake. He gets shot.
Oh, it looks like they lost Heyman Chapman out of the back center also. So it's G2 for Philly, G1 for the Russians.
And you see, look at that. They're walking off in droves. Tim Montressor and Chad George, and here come the Russians.
Now Bart Blonsky making it into the snake, going to crawl all the way down. and try and shoot O'Rourke there, sitting in the stand-up temple.
Bart Blonsky's another guy who's had to fight through a lot of injuries. As we flash to, looks like Fedorov. And now Bart Blonsky trying to get an angle on Fedorov. Able to do it, shoots Fedorov out of that back spot, but he gets shot by, it looks like, O'Rourke. So O'Rourke wheeling and dealing in that stand-up.
Matt Blonsky, as you said, very technical, has filled in behind Bart. And very slow play.
So here comes Fedorov actually up that Dorito side. It wasn't Fedorov time, it was Jason Edwards out of that back center. And here comes Matt Blonsky coming down now, taking his brother's place. And this is where, like I said, the Blonsky brother combo, when Matt's playing well, he's able to fill in there and start chopping people down after his brother starts causing all that chaos.
All right, Matt Blonsky trying to shoot Fedorov out of that Dorito 3 over there. Fedorov making it down to the Russian side of the field.
So Matt Blonsky advancing all the way into Phillies, and he's trying to, and Fedorov finally gets taken out, running down Big Dave Baines. But that leaves Matt Blonsky alive, and Boston's just putting it on Philly right now. Score's going to be 7-3. You see Matt Blonsky stepping up that point. Nice job. You see that gold pro patch on the back of his head. That means he's won a world title, and he's played 5 years of pro paintball, which is really hard to do.
Very hard.
To do both those. Even to stay on top for 5 years, to be that good that you can actually play on a pro team for 5 years is tough, because the way it works with, school or work or relationships or whatever, there's a lot that goes into staying and being able to play 5 years on the pro circuit, and then to win a championship is even more hard.
Right. There's still plenty of time left.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time left. So, definitely could score 4 points and tie, 4 points and tie this up. See Big Dave Baines right there, and Justin Rabikoff, Pantsilev.
Russian line coming. Well, it looks like maybe it's a hybrid line. I think I see Bart Blonsky out there.
Got Bart,
Mishka,
Kirill, Pantsilev.
I'm not sure who that. Maybe that's Heyman Chapman right there.
Yeah, so we're looking at that's Dima, Pantsilev, Kirill, Britnikov. Now they're running the Russian line.
That is a Russian line.
They're talking over their game plans right now, trying to get set. What do you do? You're Boston Colt, and you're out there. You're one of those guys. What are you trying to? What do you guys think is the plan?
Well, they're gonna have to come hard right now. This is the turning point in the game. This is the most crucial point in this whole match right now. If they're able to stop Philly and draw this point out, it's going to be pretty much the nail in the coffin. So they're going to want to come out fairly conservative, maybe get a G on break, and make calculated risks. They don't want this to be a fast point. They need to be very careful and try and burn some time off there.
All right, so Philly's going to try to get some G's off the break and then quickly make those moves. So there goes Pantsilev, and immediately into Snake 2. Oh, we're getting shot. That was Monville. They let Monville out there. So Monville, who had a couple good points from so far, they started to change it up a little bit and sent Fatty up to the center. And Montresor, looks like Montresor might have got that's the paint coming off his bunker.
Looks like Moorhead's in a bad situation right now in that Dorito 1.
Pantsilev getting all the way up there. And now crossfield is Kirill. Oh, and Hugo frustrated. You can see the frustration now in Philly.
They need to blow the flag right now.
Yeah, they need to blow it. I think their head's starting to get out of it right now. You can see them getting frustrated. They're getting shot, and they're getting shot out of their bunkers. They're getting shot trying to make moves, and Boston's finding that groove. That's when, no team finds its groove better than the Boston Red Legion. Once they start getting on that groove, that's when you really got to come back with something and win a good solid point and let them know you're still there.
Right.
So now they're 1 point away from taking this game against Philly and forcing it into a third match. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock, and this is when they gotta dig deep, man. It's you gotta understand. Yeah, you still got another game, even if you lose this match. But that being said, if you come back and you win this game right here, not only do you not have to play a third game, which the Impact and the Ironmen do have to play a third game, which again, fatigue starts to set in.
Sure.
Like look at Impact; they're about to go play. They played 4 in their wild card division, barely made it out.
Right.
And then they go and they smoke down Dynasty. Well, it didn't smoke down, but they played great against Dynasty.
Sure.
Beat them in 2, so that's 6 games. Now they've already played 2 more. They've played 8 games. So now they're about to play their 9th X-Ball match since Wednesday. That's a lot. And they've been running that same squat
Over and
the
over.
entire time, over and over again. 40 seconds left to go. You see Fatty in the pit right there and Jason Edwards.
Does anybody actually know Fatty's real name?
Craig Doherty.
That's right, Craig Doherty.
But nobody
know
calls
that.
him that.
Ah.
I mean, I guess we should be saying his real name for his parents or something.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, if Fatty's parents are watching, we understand you named your son Craig.
Looks like Callie's going to be on the field for the Russian Legion. Haven't seen him play much.
Well, I haven't let him spin much, man. I wonder why. What do you think? I mean, he actually played a pretty good point, but he got real far and then got shot. You know,
Right.
like got to the snake and then walked up and looked up into a lane. See the breakout here. That's Callie Rudolph right there, actually. So Callie Rudolph getting out there and getting shot,
shot
trying to
break.
get out to the corner. He's real fast and real small. See Pat
Rourke guy.
Roberts and Chad George.
Yep, they're walking off in waves now. That's, you know.
Yeah, and that's going to do it here pretty much as the full court press coming from Boston Red Legion as the American line in. You see Heyman Chapman racing up into the X. Referee diving in there to check him out, and here comes Dave Baines to follow him up, and that is going to do it as Grant McClellan is the last player shot. So we are going to a third match. So Boston Red Legion are going to take this game against Philadelphia Americans. The final score, and that's a beating, dude. It's 9-3. That's a pretty solid beating. So that's gonna be really good for Boston's mentality heading into their third match, which is going to be going down at 5 p.m. We have the Ironman Impact match coming at you at 4. So, yeah, we got a lot of extra stuff. If you just tuned in, we making a World Cup, letting you guys kind of know a little how difficult it is and what goes into actually producing an event of this size where you got 350 teams. I'm actually not sure exactly what the total is. Last time I talked to Lane, who he said that this was the beginning of the week. Said they had like 350, 340 teams signed up, and there still was more five-man teams signing up.
Right.
I don't know exactly what they got to, but there's 10 fields. Some of the fields they have to put telephone poles in, so it's a lot of work that goes into putting this on. So we got a little feature to kind of let you guys know what's going on there. Also a little history of World Cup. Me and Rocky Cagnoni take a little trip down memory lane. Went to where all the other World Cup events have been held here in Orlando and in Kissimmee. So we'll let you guys check that out. Plus some interviews with the players from these teams. Able to ask them some questions about just everything what's on their mind. Their training regimen, the nature of paintball, how they play their positions, injuries they've had to fight through. Just kind of getting their thoughts on all that stuff. So yeah, we got Boston Red Legion taking down Philly Americans. See him a little sportsmanship, shaking some hands. See Dave Baines. All right, so that's what we got coming at you right now. Also, we got some little segments about the new products here at World Cup. So yeah, this is the 2008 PSP World Cup webcast. I'm Eddie Marshall, lucky enough to have Colt Roberts here with me. Appreciate it a lot. And we're going to be continuing to have guest appearances by top level pros, breaking down some paintball knowledge for you. And thank you guys for tuning in.